Welcome back to the new Path campaign for Freespace 2 here on Paladin Gaming. I was apparently mistaken about that feeling like a chapter end. We are going into the 19th mission of the campaign. Personal log, Lieutenant Commander Carl Bristow. December 2nd, 2372. Where is Sam? That's the question in all our minds right now. He still hasn't arrived at the Phoenicia, and there's no message from him whatsoever. Admiral Mike's had 2 SAR missions flown by the 86. Nothing. All GTVA and civilian posts in the system have been advised to scan for any sign of his fighter. Also nothing. There is no trace of him. Right now, there are 2 likely scenarios. First, a system malfunctioned during the jump which destroyed his ship while inside subspace. There would be no debris and no trace of him. I sure hope that this is not the case, but with every hour passing it unfortunately becomes more likely. The other scenario is a navigation malfunction that led to him exiting subspace at a remote corner of the system where our sensors can't easily detect him. It's still not a promising scenario, but the one I would hope for. Then we at least would have a chance to find him alive, although that chance shrinks with every hour. The lack of any message from him would suggest that his fighter also suffered a communications breakdown and possible other system failures as well. We're running out of time here. And then there's another option that is technically possible, but that I don't believe in for 1 second. That he deliberately jumped to another destination and went into hiding. That would be desertion and possibly treason. I've heard first rumors about that he could be a supporter of OmniTech. That is not true. Despite my recent feelings about his behavior and him hiding something, I can't imagine any scenario where he would support any organization but the GTVA. Also, he was quite eager to help stop OmniTech. So I refuse to entertain that kind of thought. I need to get some rest now, though. Admiral Mike's has called for an urgent briefing early tomorrow morning. I hope she announces another SAR mission, this time for our squad. There are still locations along his jump trajectory that we could check. I have no intention of giving up. As long as Sam is considered MIA, there's still a chance to find him, and until I have proof of his death, that's what I will think. Yeah, also, it wasn't just talk about it, opposing OmniTech. He was actively chucking bombs at the Intrepid. Alright, let's hit it. Let's go to briefing. Checkmate? Good morning, Commander. Thank you for coming in this early. I know you want to know what all this is about and where the rest of your squadron is, but first I have to inform you that your next mission and everything about it is classified level Sigma. You must not divulge any information about this mission to anyone not involved. Such actions are punishable under the GTVA Security Act, Geneva Convention, Section 2135. Okay, now to the question on your mind. The rest of your squadron isn't involved in this mission, so they're not here and they won't be informed about the true purpose of your next sortie. The official explanation for your absence will be that you became angry about me not authorizing another SAR mission for Lieutenant Donovan and were punished for stepping out of line by being rejected for the next mission of your squadron. This next mission of your squadron will start in 6 hours, led by Lieutenant Erickson. They will escort the GTC Irvine to the Vega jump gate with 4 wings. The official purpose of this mission is to transfer Benedict McPherson to GTVI interrogation in Vega. This will be a maximum security transfer, as there are still some supporters of OmniTech left who might try to start a prison break for their leader. Though this might be a possibility, we're more concerned about another threat. Garm class, huh? All the recent events led to the assumption that OmniTech was supported by high-ranking elements within the GTVA. If that is the case, and GTVI strongly believes it is, then the bigger threat is these individuals trying to assassinate McPherson in order to silence him. That's why GTVI prepared a ruse and asked specifically for you to carry it out. See, McPherson won't be on board the Irvine. At 1400 hours, a cargo transfer to Enif Station will start. It's only 1 freighter escorted by 3 Kulas fighters. The official cargo manifest lists only technical components of little value, so nothing of interest. And the escort of such an unimportant and expendable convoy will be led by a squadron leader as a punishment and 2 reserve pilots, Santelli and Lennox. I assume you already guessed it. The true cargo will be McPherson. Only very few people know the truth, and it is of utmost importance that it stays like that. Shortly after your start, you will jump out, not to Enif Station, but to a secret location at the edge of the system that has been hard-coded into your navigation computer. I don't know where this will be, and neither will you, as the coordinates will be encrypted, so nobody can follow you. Except the person who hard-coded it. The freighter will then move to a rendezvous point nearby where our contact from intelligence will pick up the cargo container with McPherson. You're allowed to jump back to Phoenicia when they have left. Be reminded that secrecy is the main thing about this mission. Nearly nobody knows where you're going, so there is no reinforcement and no support ship. Besides, you wouldn't be able to call them anyway, as all long-range communication of your fighter will be blocked. Although we took great means to cover this mission, be on guard. We don't know who OmniTech supporters are, and though we're very careful on selecting the people involved in this mission, we can't be absolutely certain that all of them play on our team only. Santelli and Linux will get their briefing at 1300 hours. I wanted to talk to you beforehand so you can play along with our ruse regarding your punishment. One last remark. The disappearance of Lieutenant Donovan has puzzled all of us, but this event also concerns intelligence. I had a conversation with an intelligence representative who stated the assumption that Lieutenant Donovan might be among OmniTech's treacherous supporters. Although I've strongly rejected these accusations, I must admit I have some doubts myself. I think we should talk about that when you're back, Commander Bristow. Be on guard. Good luck. Primary objectives: protect the Iota freighter. Alright. I don't like it, but let's hit it. Okay, here we are. Iota should arrive in a moment. Sir, may I ask what took you so long at the launch? Nothing wild. Chief Brandon wanted to perform a last-minute diagnosis. She mentioned some irregularities in the sensor module on this ship. Iota has arrived. Alpha Wing, take escort positions. Cargo blank. I don't like this. We're in the middle of nowhere. Nobody knows where exactly, and we don't even have long-range comms. I don't like that either, but remember, if everything goes right, it'll be a boring escort. If everything goes right? Really, sir? When did things ever go right in the last weeks? Yeah, okay, but it would be nice if things would go right just this one time. Anyway, there's no use in complaining. Let's just do this. Won't it rouse suspicion when we don't go to Enif Station? Also, we'll have to go to the Vega jump gate. Sir, were there any news about Lieutenant Donovan? Well, apart from that staged confrontation with the Admiral half the ship is talking about. But that one worked quite well, and gossip traveled quickly on a ship that size. Unfortunately, there are no news. I heard some of the other pilots speculate that he was one of OmniTech's supporters in the GTVA. I heard that too, and my answer to that is clear. There's no way on Earth or any other planet that Samuel Donovan would betray the GTVA. I sure hope you're right, sir. I am certain about that. Keep it in mind. Nine minutes away point. Why did we jump in so far away from our rendezvous point? We're in the middle of nowhere after all, so we could jump directly to it. I was just wondering about that. If we keep moving, it'll be hard for anyone to track our actual position. If they track our jump trajectory, they would arrive quite behind us instead of directly on top of us. Absolutely correct, Santelli. Long distance contact warning. Oh, what's that? There's something on my radar, but I can't get a clear lock. I have nothing, sir. Me neither. What is it? I'm not sure. It's quite far away. Maybe it's nothing, but it could be a ship. Still nothing on my sensors. Could be a sensor glitch. Maybe that irregularity Chief Brennan mentioned? Maybe. Running a diagnostic. Nope. Diagnostic passed. Wasn't there something on the fleet bulletin that they wanted to start upgrading fighter sensor arrays? Maybe you already have the new model. Could be. It's strange. Nevertheless, but the signal is still there. Shall we have a look at it? No, you stay with the freighter. If it is a ship, it might be a distraction to lure us away from our escort. I will have a look at it alone. Be on guard, an attack might be imminent. Alright, I guess we're doing this. Aye, sir. One thing you can say for the Kulas has a huge afterburner reserve. Pip in the engine so it'll recharge faster. No visual contact, but it's not against the nebula, so that would be harder. Alpha Wing, report. Nothing suspicious here, sir. What's the signal? It's gone. Advance before I can see anything. I'm returning to you. Stay vigilant. Oh, God. I will set an intercept course. This isn't the perfect intercept. I'm not far enough ahead of it, but... What the hell? What the... Alpha 2, I have an engine malfunction. My ship just performed an emergency stop. All controls are down. Alpha 2, do you copy? Sir, we lost your transponder signals. Everything okay? Ah, shit. I have an engine breakdown. Alpha 1, please come in. Is everything okay? Alpha 2, can you hear me? Alpha 3. Alpha 1, do you copy? Damn it, the transmitter is gone too. What the heck is wrong with my ship? Something must be wrong with the commander. I think we should investigate. Oh no. But he told us to stay with the freighter. This could all be part of a ploy to lure us away. Okay, we give him a bit more time, but then I'm going to look for him. We already lost Lieutenant Donovan. I will not lose Commander Bristow too. Oh no. I'm reading an energy spike from the cargo container. Oh god, it's gonna explode. Move away quickly. I can't target the container. I dropped the container and died. Primary objective failed. What was that? They're all gone. I can't even call for help. Damn it, nobody even knows where I am. Seems like you're in serious trouble, Bristow. What with all that radiation from the explosion, the intelligence freighter won't be able to locate me without my transponder. They will think I perished in that explosion. Okay, now I need a good idea. Weapons are out. And we fade to black. Well, well, boss, so we meet again. Finally, we have you where we want you. Ah, shit. He was the traitor. So that was the first chapter of A New Path for Freespace 2 here on Paladin Gaming. We will start Chapter 2 we'll start Chapter 2 in our next time slot. This is Paladin Gaming, signing off.